Welcome to this week's Deep Dive. We're excited to explore new insights and discoveries with you in Elite Dangerous. Today we're jumping straight into the logs of one commander, Peter Ariete. We'll be unpacking about a week's worth of activity, everything from, lucrative mining runs to really trying to build up a home system.
Absolutely. It's a great slice of life in the galaxy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shows the variety. You've got community goals, personal projects, infrastructure building, even the occasional, mishap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll see how a big community goal turned out, the challenges of boosting a faction's influence, and maybe even a slightly embarrassing cargo mix-up. Should be interesting.
Definitely. So let's dive right in. First up was Mining Monday, it seems. Commander Ariete was participating in that community goal over in LP 85534.
Ah, yes. The Jury Grom versus Felicia Winters one. Lots of activity around that.
Right. And it looks like the commander was primarily, shall we say, profit-motivated here.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough.
Can't argue with that. So they were flying a Corsair.
Yep, a Corsair, fitted out with 4 medium mining lasers, 224 tons of cargo space. Pretty standard effective mining setup.
And they went to Delcar for platinum.
Right.
Always a good spot.
Seems so. And the results were, pretty impressive. In just 1 hour, they filled that hold and cashed it in for 99 million credits.
99 million in an hour. Okay, that's a good Monday.
Not bad at all. And the logs show they kept at it, even on the 13th, mentioned being exhausted but still hauling platinum to Jury Grom's megaship, the Undeniable.
Pushing hard. Sounds like they were trying to hit a higher reward tier.
Exactly. The logs mentioned being close to Tier 5 and lots of chatter on the comms channels. You know, that typical CG buzz.
That sense of shared effort, even if everyone's after their own payout. So how did it end? Who won the CG?
Well, despite Ariete's efforts for Jury Grom, Felicia Winters actually took that one.
Ah, okay. So the rewards then. How did that break down?
Right. So even for the losing side, the payouts were decent. Depending on contribution, Grom supporters got between 60 and 270 million credits, plus an engineered abrasion blaster.
Which is always nice, those engineered modules.
Definitely. And the top 75% got an extra blaster. But the Winters supporters, the winners, they did even better.
Naturally.
Their payouts went up to 300 million credits. Same engineered blaster reward structure, but they also got 40,000 merits for power play.
Oh, wow. That's a significant chunk of merits.
It really is. Big boost if you're pledged to Winters. And they got a unique cockpit banner, too. Just a little visual flair.
So you can see the incentives. Credits for everyone who puts in the work.
Uh-huh.
But bigger spoils for the winning side, including those non-credit perks like merits and cosmetics.
Precisely. It adds that layer of, strategic thinking. Do you back who you think will win or who you actually support?
Okay, so a profitable, if not politically victorious, start to the week. Then the focus shifts.
Yeah.
More personal.
Yeah, moving away from the galaxy-wide event to a very local goal. Helping the Nakado Kane faction take over HIP 67203, their home system.
Right, trying to boost that faction's influence. How do they go about that?
Looks like an evening event focused on mining minerals in nearby systems and then selling them specifically at stations controlled by Nakado Kane, or allied stations, within HIP 67203.
Direct economic support, injecting cash and goods right where it helps the faction.
Exactly. And the logs note they gained over 2,500 influence points just from that one evening's effort.
Which sounds like a lot, but in the grand scheme of system influence.
That's a good start. But yeah, flipping a system often takes tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of points. It's a long-term game. Shows dedication, though.
Definitely a marathon, like we said earlier. Okay, now for something completely different, this laser buoy idea, what is that?
Yes, this sounds like some proper space engineering creativity. The idea was to take a Type-10 Defender big tanky ship and outfit it as an autonomous bounty-gathering platform.
So park it in a resource site and let its turrets do the work.
Kind of, yeah. Automated lasers engaging hostile ships that wander into range. Passive income generation.
Didn't the first attempt go poorly?
It did, yes. The logs mention a previous experiment failed. The ship got destroyed, and the rebuy cost more than the bounties earned. Oops.
Back to the drawing board then. So what changed for this attempt?
Upgrades. More efficient lasers, probably to manage power or heat better, and crucially, grade 5 engineered shields. Serious protection.
And a fighter pilot too.
Yes, launched a fighter in a Condor set to patrol. So not entirely passive, but the main ship just sits there. They tested it in a low-res site in HIP 67203.
Safer environment for a test run. Makes sense. And the results?
Much better this time. Over about 5 hours, the laser buoy setup apparently destroyed 72 ships,
72.
which translated to over 15 million credits and bounties, and importantly also generated 3,600 merits, or influence points, for Nikado Kane.
Ah, clever. Killing two birds with one stone, earning credits and boosting the faction influence simultaneously.
Exactly. A really neat bit of problem solving using the game's mechanics.
All right, so beyond automated defense systems, Commander Ariete was also involved in more conventional construction, building things in HIP 67203. First up, a bar.
Yes, a Dionysus-type bar. These installations aren't just cosmetic, they actually change system stats. This one added +3 to the standard of living and +3 to wealth. Good for the locals' quality of life and the economy.
There's usually a trade-off.
There is. It also caused a Naktu 2 drop in overall security. Guess the new watering hole attracted some rowdier elements.
Happens. And the materials came from the Trailblazers' promised megaship in Klekis.
That's what the log says.
Yep.
Shows that reliance on interstellar logistics, even for local projects.
Okay, so drinks sorted. What next? Food.
Food, exactly. Next project was the Fulton Depot, a space farm orbiting Planet 3, aiming to improve quality of life further, boost system development, and maybe generate some passive income.
But there was a slight procurement issue.
Ah, yes. The tantalum incident. Seems the commander accidentally bought tantalum instead of the needed titanium back at Sletic Ring in Haichan.
Oh, dear. That must have been an annoying trip back to swap it out. We've all done things like that, right? Late night hauling.
Absolutely. Just a bit of human error creeping in. But they got the right materials eventually.
And the farm's impact.
Pretty significant. +5 to quality of life, +1 to overall system development, and it established trade links, especially with Murlowski Landing.
And presumably a bump in passive income after the next server tick.
That would be the expectation, yes. Although logs note that pirate activity seemed to increase after the farm and bar went in.
More targets, maybe? Lower security didn't help, I suppose?
Likely a combination. So the logical next step was to address the security problem directly.
Which led to building a military settlement.
Correct. A Minerva-type military settlement on Planet 5C, designed specifically to boost system security.
But construction hit another snag. A more dramatic one this time.
Hey, yeah. Seems like extreme sleep deprivation led to the commander face-planting their Type-9 Heavy into the station while trying to auto-dock.
Ouch. Missed the mail slot completely.
Sounds like it. Total loss, big rebuy cost, and they lost the cargo of steel intended for the settlement.
Oh, that hurts. Adds insult to injury, losing the cargo, too. Had to do another run for steel then.
Had to. Just one of those moments that reminds you space is dangerous, even when docking. But they push on. The settlement construction reached 41% after that steel delivery.
Perseverance.
Yeah.
And eventually, it got finished.
It did. The Blanchard military fort was completed. Required some final deliveries, including combat weapons sourced from Gilliam Beacon in HIP 73012, another example of needing to travel for specific goods.
And the impact of the finished fort.
Substantial. A big +7 boost to security, which was the main goal. Also +3 to overall development, +1 to the general population, and +1 to the maximum population the system can support.
Wow, so that one building significantly improves security, development, and growth potential.
Exactly. A really tangible result from sustained player effort.
So, looking back at the week, it's such a mix. High-stakes mining for a CG, the slow grind of influence building, creative engineering with the laser buoy, practical infrastructure projects, and even those moments of pure human error, like the cargo mix-up and the crash.
It really encapsulates the elite dangerous experience, doesn't it? The sheer breadth of what you can do and how your actions, big or small, successful or less so, ripple through your little corner of the galaxy.
It really does. And it definitely makes you think, listening to all that Commander Ariete accomplished or tried to accomplish.
Yeah.
What kind of impact are you, the listener, having out there? Are you shaping systems, exploring the void, fighting the good fight? Everyone leaves some kind of mark.
A really interesting question to ponder on your next journey among the stars.
Well, that brings us to the end of this week's Deep Dive, tracking the activities of Commander Peter Ariete. Thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks for tuning in. See you next week for another deep dive, same time, same place. Let us know in the comments about your journey in Elite Dangerous and share your impressions of the game. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.